measuring public opinion is really hard. That's why there's a whole industry around it. It's not just something that's easy to do. One of the big reasons for this is because we are not file cabinets. Our brains don't just file away information so that when we're asked a question, we go and we methodically find all the information we've ever learned about that thing and use that to form an opinion. Instead, we use these underlying attitudes and we use them kind of haphazardly, right? We reach into this mental bucket and grab whatever's most recent and pull that out. And what mental bucket we reach into may be influenced by the types of questions asked and how they are asked of us. So this means that it's really tough to measure our opinions because maybe whoever's measuring our opinion thinks they're measuring something, but actually is measuring something else because they've caused us to reach into a different mental bucket than they were expecting. And this is why oftentimes we can see inconsistencies in polls just based on the way they word questions. So if you did the data literacy extra credit, you'll have seen that rephrasing a question or just even asking the exact same questions but changing the order of them can influence what attitudes we bring to bear, and therefore the opinion we express. Now, one simple way of doing this is just to change the words. Opinions on the Affordable Care Act are generally more positive than opinions on Obamacare. But the Affordable Care Act is Obamacare. They are the same thing. But when we hear Affordable Care Act, we generally think of sort of government program that helps us afford medical care. Yay, good thing. Whereas when we hear Obamacare, if we didn't like Obama, we're going to instantly go, ooh, Obamacare, right? So it's telling us to basically reach into a different mental bucket when we frame it in terms of the president who spearheaded the program. So we can see then that it's hard to measure public opinion, and this is made even harder by the fact that we are cognitive misers. We don't want to learn more than we have to learn, right? I mean, obviously. Why would you form an opinion on something you don't care about or don't want to know about? Why would you learn things you don't need to learn, right? I mean, sometimes you want to learn things because it's fun, you like learning, whatever, but if you don't then like the topic and you don't need to know about it, you're not going to learn about it, right? And oftentimes we free ride off opinion leaders. Right? We hear someone, a politician perhaps, talking about an issue, and we're like, yeah, I generally agree with that politician, so I guess I agree with them on this issue. And we don't really then take the time to form our own opinions on that. We just sort of put that idea that someone else has said in our mental bucket, and next time we reach into it, we bring that out. But what happens when opinion leaders disagree or change their minds? How do we deal with that? How do we free ride off them all the time? And this can sort of lead to the public looking like they hold really inconsistent and unstable opinions. In fact, there was a study done in the 1960s that basically showed that the majority of the public just don't have opinions on politics at all.